I'm Chriselle Beebe. I served in the Army as a military police officer for 5 years and 8 months.
I'm Amy Dudley. I served in the Air Force for 3.5 years, and I'm currently in the Cheyenne Air National Guard, and I am a 4.0 medical technician.
My name is Jerica Hunter. I was in the U.S. Army 4 years active duty, and my MOS was a 21 Echo, which is a heavy construction equipment operator. They just recently converted it to a 12 November.
Beverly Spencer, United States Air Force, and I was a flight medic.
I'm Thelma Robinson, and I am 91 years old. I served in the United States Cadet Nurse Corps under the Surgeon General of the United States Public Health Service.
I joined the military because my mom, before I was born, was in the Army, and I wanted to follow in her footsteps. And so when I finally did join, everyone was very excited and thought I would excel and do great things.
They actually, at first, weren't. They were definitely surprised. The week before I told them that I was joining the military, I told them where I was going to school, what I was going to school for, told all my family and friends, and then decided that I wanted to do a little adventure and do something else for a little bit. So I looked into the Air Force and decided to join.
In general, my family is really proud of people that serve in the military, but they weren't very excited when they found out. I went and took the written test and did the physicals, and within a week basically went to basic training, and my mom actually didn't speak to me for about 6 months.
My family was really supportive for me joining the military. I joined the delayed entry program when I was 17, and so I still had to wait a year until after I graduated high school before leaving for basic training. And within that year, I did have a lot of friends and a lot of friends' parents and a lot of other people who tried to talk me out of going. They told me that it wasn't a smart decision and that I should try to get out of it while I still could. But my family was really supportive, and I just stayed true to what I wanted to do. So being the first female on the Fort Stewart Special Reaction Team was a great accomplishment for me. I tried out for the Special Reaction Team 3 different times, twice at the first duty station and once at my second duty station where I finally made it onto the team. And being the only female on the team, I knew it was going to be difficult, and it was, but I was treated as one of the guys. I had reached this big milestone for myself, and so I couldn't be more proud of that achievement. And I was really welcomed onto the team. They treated me like one of the guys. They even nicknamed me Bro, so that way I would feel like one of them. They didn't take anything easy on me, but I felt great being able to open up that door for other women who were in the military police corps who wanted to try out, but just they weren't really sure if it was something that they could do.
My favorite part was being an honor guard. It definitely brings the full circle of being in the military, and it's an extremely humbling experience and also very rewarding, seeing how much and what your former military members did and being able to help bring them to peace. It was a great, humbling experience.
When I first got to Iraq and was in an all-male unit, it was very difficult trying to get them to understand that even though I was female, I was there to be a soldier and that I wanted to work hard and do as well as they did. Physically, the hardest part for me was running because I'm not a natural runner in any way, shape, or form. But overall, once they understood that I was there and committed to the mission, they started to treat me kind of like a little sister.
I think it was working in a VA hospital. This was after World War II, and just helping those veterans get back to normal life. And a number of them did have PTSD, as we understand it today, but we really didn't understand that much about it then. But they were wonderful soldiers, decorated, and did a tremendous service for our country.
Most of the veterans, like I said, that do come back, I hear, I can't say personally, a lot of them probably have the same issues that a lot of other male veterans were known to come back with, PTSD. Now the women are actually in the battlefields. They're gonna have the same issues as a lot of the men, but also being a female, a lot of them are heads of their household. So the issue of who's gonna take care of my kids while I'm away. And then when I come back, you know, since mom has been away for maybe 1 tour or 2 tours, will my kids know me anymore? You know, they've been maybe with my parents, my mother or my father, and they've gotten close to my mother or father. Now I have to come back and be mom to my kids again.
My favorite part of my service has been my deployment, for sure.
I think going to Afghanistan and experiencing combat and experiencing the enemy being all around you, I didn't really have that experience in Iraq. So Afghanistan is really where I realized that men and women are on the front lines all the time. And it was really hard. My FOB, my forward operating base, was basically a mile circle. And within that mile, I lived for an entire year. And that was really emotionally intense sometimes.
I competed for Miss Veteran America in 2016, so last year. I signed up as more of a personal challenge. Being out of the military is really hard, and it was something that I felt like I could do to help be the voice for women veterans and to help improve myself as well. And then once I started competing, I realized there was so much more to it. It's not just a pageant, which we don't call it a pageant, it's a competition. There is the parts, you know, where you wear the dresses and you do your hair and you do your talent and things like that. But competing for Miss Veteran America is about being the voice for women veterans and being the voice for Final Salute Incorporated.
It's an annual competition created by Major Jazz Booth to showcase the woman beyond the uniform.
When people look at me in uniform, they see Major Booth. They don't see me as a wife. They don't see me as a mother. We have to somehow erase a little bit of our identities as women in order to blend in and serve in the military.
And Ms. Veteran America gives you a chance to bring that back.
Yes. At its surface, it looks like a beauty pageant. I was born with talent, evening gown competitions,
in our country right now,
contestant interviews, and even the requisite sparkly headwear. But these women have swapped their stilettos for combat boots.
1, 2, 3.
The swimsuit contest replaced by a true display of athleticism. Make no mistake, Ms. Veteran America is no pageant. This competition is also about the women outside the spotlight. Contestants spend several months raising money and awareness for Final Salute, a charity which supports homeless female veterans, the fastest growing homeless population in the U.S.
The Cadet Nurse Corps was the largest. There were about 169 young women who served, and we were the youngest. Our ages ranged from 18 to 21.
It is great to see that things are evolving for women in combat. I feel like if women can meet the same standards that men can, then why should they be held back from being able to do the same jobs? It's happening all over society in all different kinds of jobs where women are competing for the same jobs. And I feel like that's important to be able to still do in combat. There are women overseas who are already serving in roles that are similar, but being able to officially open that up for women is great that we're going in that direction.
I think Women in Combat was a very big and giant step for us. I wish I could have been in a combat role, and I'm just not strong enough or brave enough for that, but I think it's wonderful that we're heading in that direction and that women can do really the same things that men can do.
It was definitely a little bit of a surprise, but good for them, the women that are doing it, and as long as the mission can still be completed, go get them.
Well, I think if they're prepared, and I'm sure that they are, dating back to the Revolutionary War, women have served on the front lines. So I think if they're trained and ready, that's okay.
Going to Afghanistan taught me that men and women are both on the front lines, so I feel that women deserve to be in combat MOSs. I think it's the individual, not the gender, that matters. I've seen women that are as strong, as tough, and as mentally strong as any man out there, and I think they deserve the opportunity to be in combat MOSs, and I hope that it continues to move forward.
I decided to work with the 2017 She Served because I feel like this is a great start for women veterans in Wyoming to be able to come together, share their stories. Every woman veteran has a story, and I feel like it is so important when you're in Wyoming to get those stories from other women in Wyoming and to have an avenue to get those stories out so we can be a part of history, that other people can come, they can read the stories, they can see what women have done in the different branches of the military, in the different time periods of the military as well.
I was a part of it last year and it was great, and this year it looks like it's going to be even better, so I hope that it just keeps continuing to grow and that more people in Laramie and the surrounding areas know about it and can come out and celebrate women in the military.
When I first started She Served this year, I was given a lot of leeway with it, but I didn't know if people would understand the vision and would interact with me and be interested in it. So I was really excited because the community, whenever I invited people to write stories, to attend, to donate items for the raffle, businesses and individuals have been really receptive of that, and I was really excited. And I was also fascinated to see the stories that I've received thus far. Women, everyone's an individual, and so all their stories are really unique.
I think that She Served is very important to, one, be able to show off all of these women warriors that the United States military service has. I think as women we all do wonderful things and it's not always talked about. And then two, I think it's important to show us off as well for future women who want to go into the military, and just to allow them to see all the different things that we do and ask questions and be more curious.
Well, this being the 4th annual She Served, by next year I really hope the event will be as interactive as possible and feature more stories from Wyoming veteran women.
I think my experience as being a woman in the military, I was lucky. I'm in a mostly female unit, and so I have wonderful female mentors that I can look up to and learn from in my military service, and I think that it's been crucial to be in that unit to allow me to grow in my service as well.
I would say definitely talk to people that you know they're in and get personal experiences, because recruiter's not going to give you always the full-on facts, maybe some more opinion than you want, but experiences from people you know and trust, and if you want it, if you want some adventure in your life, I would say it's definitely a great opportunity.
I think for anyone going into the military, it's good to look at your options. There's a lot that goes into it, but when you go in fully committed, especially as a young woman, there's a lot of opportunities and it's a really great time, and just be safe and have fun.
For young women that are interested in the military, my message to them is to just stay strong to who they are, to remember the reasons why they want to join the military, and to just keep that in mind. With anything that they do in the military, there are going to be people that are going to look down on them for being a woman. There are going to be people who have mean comments to make about women who are going out and doing these things. And just stay true to yourself. Remember what you want to get out of it. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. If you can run fast and you can shoot your weapon as well as the men, then you can succeed in the military, and that's what you should try to do.
I think that, first of all, you really have to want to serve, understanding that it's a lot of hard work and preparation that goes into the training to be qualified to serve. But if this is your thing, go for it.
Just join. Just join up. Sign the dotted line. You will learn so many new things about yourself. You will learn so many new things that you can take with you for the rest of your life. You'll get to meet new people and see and experience so many other things in life that nothing else can give you except the military.